Me. Squirt, what's this?
You're running through the darkness. You're running through the darkness.
Good evening. I'm your hostess, Nyx, from Between the Covers podcast, and unfortunately, Ophelia will not be here tonight, but I do have two goobers to replace her. One you probably know the voice of already, Scorch, and this is our friend Brandon.
Ooh, can I have a goth name too?
Yes.
I want to be Beelzebut.
Beelzebut.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. This is our good friend Beelzebut.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And he's here to dive into some truly horrific taboo shifter romance, if you can call it romance. It's not really romantic.
I
but
thought it was romantic.
it's super romantic.
It's definitely weird.
Yeah, it was a weird book. Do me a favor, Scorch. Flip those camera angles for me, bud.
You didn't want to announce the book first?
Yes, it's Wolf's Cravings by Amber Foy. We're revisiting Miss Foy's work because she's so niche.
Wolf's Cravings, Taboo Shifter Sex.
Right, yeah, that's the series.
That's the name of the series.
Yeah, there's several taboo shifter sex books in the series.
There was a thing after it that was seemed like the same book except with dragons.
Yeah, they're all different books. But keep in mind that these
features.
books, creature features. These books are like 36 fucking pages long. It's not a book. You wrote a fucking chapter, bitch. Like, get over yourself. Anyway, Miss Foy, we know nothing about her because she refuses to put anything on social media other than Amber Foy likes to play with monsters. Who doesn't?
There's not even a picture of
No
her.
pictures, nothing. But to be fair, if I was writing and publishing this, I probably wouldn't want my fucking face attached to it either.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
Could be anonymous. Like my boy here, I wore this shirt in honor of doing this podcast. My Chuck Tingle. Are you guys aware of Chuck Tingle? Have you done Chuck Tingle yet?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is Pound in the Butt by my own butt, which is he writes gay erotica. Like he has famous books such as like Gay T-Rex Law Firm, Pounded in the Butt by the Unicorn Football Squad.
Oh, cool.
And
We'll have to read
this
one.
one, he there's a scientist and they mix DNA from a scientist's butt with a falcon's DNA. Then there's a flying sentient butt, and he falls in love with the butt, and then they make love to each other.
Oh.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. Why are we
Yeah.
not reading that?
He takes the butt out, and the butt like eats steak, like through his butthole, and like they're having a like dinner. It's fun.
It just makes me think of Assy Magoo.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
Assy
yeah.
McGee, I
Assy
think.
McGee. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's absurd.
It
But,
is
but his
absurd.
are short, like the Amber Foy, and
Yeah.
also anonymous. So I feel like that might be kind of like a gate that
Yeah.
people like do. You know, you make the money.
I can see that. I also firmly believe that these people don't want anyone that they know in their real life to know that they write this stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
like
sure.
it's
Absolutely.
just like, if Miss Foy, which come on, that's not her real name, but if she does have like a partner in real life, you can bet your ass she's not like, honey, I wrote a new book today. It's about being fucked by wolves. Like, you know what I mean? It's-
Or are they?
I would be very supportive if my partner was writing this kind of erotica and making money. Like that's like the
well,
best.
yeah, that's the thing though. Making
That's like
money,
the best.
I really
That would be
sincerely
pretty
doubt.
baller. You're like, hey, I'm going to take us out on this nice limo ride, and then we're going to go on a private jet tour. And they're like, how are you getting the money for this? I write a lot of wolf smut.
Yeah, yeah. Because there's a market for it, right? Because that's the thing of
Possibly.
the
Well, yeah,
that's the thing
it's
of the whole
niche.
podcast, right? Is so like all these people are buying this like bizarro, romance novels, right?
Yes and no. I mean, we don't always read bizarro stuff.
Okay.
Like we do
Right.
read pretty
like
I hesi-
tamer.
I
I
mean,
like,
hesitate to call it traditional, but
They're all
Okay.
pretty bizarre in their own way, but not
Right,
all
right.
like creature ones. Like some we did like Dirty Dom was the like Italian
Mafia.
or it was the mafia guy, and then there was like a firefighter one once and a
yeah,
cowboy one.
we did a
Okay.
cop one, police one. Obviously, there's a huge market right now for Highlander romance. So, like the Scottish
Oh, really?
Highlanders. Oh my
Nice.
God, yeah. So, what was it? Some Like It Scott
Something like it's Scott.
was one of the ones.
nice.
Are you feeling guilty?
I don't think it was Nerd in Shining Armor wasn't one.
No,
right?
we read that.
No, but that wasn't a Scott one, was?
No, it
was
wasn't Scottish. It was just some computer nerd and some ditzy bimbo getting shipwrecked, plane
Oh,
wrecked.
that's right,
Plane
that's-
wrecked.
Have you read any of the Fabio ones?
No, it's very difficult to find digital versions of some of the like really classic, like,
Okay.
original
Like
era.
because there are ones that Fabio like wrote himself. What he didn't.
No,
They're
Ghost Rider. Yeah.
But it's like where there's one called like Pirate and Viking and all this shit. Like,
The
and he-
Viking one,
yeah.
someone actually sent to me as a suggestion once. They
Oh,
were
nice! You
like,
should. We read
Really?
that for a Hate Read book club. We have we've actually had a Hate Read book club, and we read Viking was one of them, and it's pretty great. Pretty great.
Great.
Gotta say, yeah, a little too many pages in these Fabio books, but they're something. Yeah.
I mean, it's certainly something I can appreciate about this book being so
Yeah.
short, is they just got right to the fucking point. There wasn't
Yeah.
like a lot of build up and everything, but then
No,
again,
but
that might
that's
hurt
that's
it.
the problem. I mean, that's a big problem that I, as a literature fan, although I would hesitate to call this literature in any form, as someone who genuinely enjoys reading, I'm always very irritated when there's no character development, plot development, backstory. Like when it's just like a standalone short, and it's like
it's
here
just
we
a
are.
fuck scene,
Shoot, yeah, exactly.
but it's dropped right in.
Yeah, we really
Yeah.
did. You know,
Oh,
it's
Yeah.
like
so you feel like it's like kind of the opposite of what all the other books have been, where it's like other books have been like not a lot of smut and sex and like too much information. You feel like this one was like all smut and not information.
I mean, it was about equivalent. It wasn't literally all smut. There was some weirdly descriptive writing about like her outfit and the forest and the little flying camera things and like where the fuck did they come from? Who are these aliens? Like there are more
So
questions.
it's aliens, right? We're all assuming these aliens.
I'm
like maybe if you
assuming.
read all of the taboo shifter sex, you get the whole story. Like this is a
Maybe.
piece
Ooh,
of
I
like
didn't
the
think about
taboo
that.
shifter sex universe, where this is the first one.
I would hesitate
So,
to give her that much
it-
credit.
You know,
It
you go
felt
to
like-
dragons and you go to fucking dwarves.
Manticore.
And then,
It's the
yeah, and then
Manticore.
Manticore. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because the cameras, I'm like, what did I write? At first, I'm like, oh, Truman Show of wolf fucking is what I wrote down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Lest our listeners and watchers get too confused, we're gonna
Okay,
do a
all
quick
right.
summary
All right, cool.
of the so-called plot, just to give people a basis, and then we can go further into discussion. So, what is this bitch's name? It's like some weird ass name, Reva Stern. Reva Stern is a
real name.
22-year-old student who apparently has no family. She lives with a bunch of people who she assumes would just, dose her with some sort of hallucinogen. She doesn't have any close ties with anyone.
Right, which
in
she
her
says
world.
so casually, like must have been one of the roommates dosing me with something. Like, is this a regular occurrence? Get out of that house.
Yeah, right? You must really not feel safe. Yeah.
What the fuck? She's so like for a long time too. She's like first like couple pages. She's convinced that it's just like a roommate thing. Even when stuff's getting like real trippy and stuff, it's like
Yeah, I would never in my wildest dreams if I woke up in a forest and be like, my roommates must have fucking dosed me.
Yeah, oh,
Like, no way.
silly roommates.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, Craigslist is a bitch, but like, I
Yeah,
don't know,
right.
like, I guess. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So she's just this apparently a virgin. This is very important that she's a virgin. 22-year-old, which is like an anomaly in today's world. Come on, does that even exist anymore? And she wakes up in this very strange setting, some sort of forest, after having read some weird. She doesn't even specify what she was reading. She just goes, "What the hell had I been reading?" So
And doesn't she make some
She's,
comment too, where it's like about something like we mix like wine and cheese? Or it's like
Oh, I highlighted that. Hold on. Just a mix of a filthy book and eating cheese after midnight.
Yeah, I think it's a little more than that.
Like, oh darn, I ate some cheese after midnight. Now I'm like trapped in a fantasy world with this leather and metal mini skirt outfit on. Silly me. Learned my lesson. Yeah, so there's some weird descriptions of her outfit which don't make any sense to me personally.
I felt like it was kind of like a Xena. I got like a Xena Princess Warrior vibe from it, you know, just like some plate and a little leather underneath.
Maybe
like a traditional kind of like Amazonian
but
warrior.
It's like a vest. So she's like, it's like a bare midriff kind of.
Oh, yeah,
like one of those little like cocktail vests that like
we can assume it's provocative.
Oh
looking, yeah, for sure.
Oh well, she doesn't have panties on, and
barely had a skirt on.
Yeah, the leather of the skirt barely covers her ass. She notes. She's like, "Oh no," modestly pulls it down, and then she hears some growling. She's being chased by a wolf, and then the wolf eats her out pretty much immediately. And then she's like, "Oh, are you gonna fuck me?" And then another wolf shows up, and then they like sort of, kind of.
Well, he like giggles. He's like, "Oh, you'd like
They're
that."
gonna fight, and then he just gets cucked, or then they do it together. Like I was kind of.
They do it together.
Kind of. I was kind of
like
unsure of what was going on.
They start fighting over, and
Yeah.
at first she's kind of like, "Oh, I kind of like this. These wolves fighting over me," and then they're both just like, "I guess we'll both just do it or something." Like,
Yeah.
it's
But they
kinda
don't,
confusing,
like-
When they're both
He, like-
together, it was very confusing about what was going on.
So what I got out of it was there was some ritual that needed to happen where if like the first wolf, whose name was like Reeve or something, what is his name? They have weird names
Tyr.
too. Tyr, right? Oh, because
Tyr
that's the German word for
and-
animal.
And then
Fennel,
flannel,
Fennel,
flannel.
flannel. We're just gonna call him
Yeah.
flannel.
It's like
Pharrell.
Pharrell.
It's Pharrell.
Yeah, happy.
I know.
Yeah.
I can think of that too.
Happy eating pussy.
So it was like, oh, like first Tyr is like, "You're mine, and I'm gonna protect you and breed you," and she's like, "Ooh, fangirling."
Yeah.
And then Pharrell shows up and is like, "Or are you?" And then she's like excited because she's like, "Ooh, they're gonna fight over me." And Tyr's like, "Well, she's mine." And then Pharrell's like, "Well, she's kind of excited about us fighting. So is she though?"
Yeah, it's like, well, I already took her virginity, so you can.
I mean, but he
just take
didn't.
it.
He didn't fuck her.
I thought
She's
he
still a
did.
virgin. No, because Pharrell's like sniffing her, and he's like, "Ooh, a virgin."
Yeah.
Virgin
they
meat,
do
he
smell
continues to
weird.
refer to it as.
It's virgin meat. They can
Virgins smell fucking disgusting.
Yeah, they don't
Smell
know. They don't know what they're
virgins,
doing
dude?
with their
No.
pussy
Yeah.
yet. Ugh.
Yeah. So after
You ever
Tyr
go to PAX, you know?
Oh,
every
Yeah.
year
well,
since
Yeah.
it started.
Yeah,
That's what the smell
they don't
is.
smell good.
virgin pussy.
It's not pussy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. It's mostly not virgin pussy.
It's just virgins.
But it is virgin. Yeah.
Well, those aren't mutually exclusive.
I mostly are.
At PAX, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, man. And then,
So yeah, what I
Then they-
got from
then
that,
like nothing after that, really. Right?
Yeah.
That's it, pretty much.
Yeah, what I got was that
She finds out they're
she's
not
like
wolves.
being pushed over. She's like face down on top of Pharrell. Like if this is her and this is his head, she's like face down on his head because he's like also licking her snatch, while Tyr is like fucking her from behind and doggy style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I didn't go there.
I know, right? And then yeah,
That's really it.
and then that's it. And then he turns into like some weird 7 foot tall.
Alien thing.
Yeah,
furry
he has
humanoid.
his hands, his fur.
And they're
I
like,
don't
this
know.
is how we pick our mates or something. They like beam them into this like, yeah, I think you said it best. It's like a fucking
Yeah, like a Truman Show dome.
Truman
they call
Show
it a dome.
like dome.
Like the dome of Riven.
The things
Dare.
are like watching. Yeah, it's like the dome of.
There's little cameras flashing around everywhere, making
yeah,
a porn
like
for
things are
aliens.
watching, and then it's like they're like, cool. Well, we picked up that your fantasy was like the wolf shit, so we took that form. I kind of
Yeah,
think
and
of
it's also like
the-
no wonder she's a virgin. She came in right away. She's like, "Ooh, I felt it." I was dreaming
They were
about
like
wolf
those-
fucking.
They were like the aliens in that South Park rerun episode where it's like, what form is going to be most pleasing to you? And then they finally settle on a taco that poops ice cream. But they were like, what? Oh, wolves. The form of wolves fucking you. We got this. This is a sick one. They're like, glad I came to work today.
Yeah, at the beginning of every single one of these books, there's like an echoing voice inside the person's head that's like, you have been brought to the dome of Inanna, person's name, to offer us either blood or pleasure. The choice as always is yours. But it's like always going to be pleasure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It'd be funny if there was one that was like blood.
One
It's like,
they
I
choose
choose
blood.
blood. Instantly dead. And like the end.
Yeah, her just like fucks the corpse. Yeah.
Like whatever creature's
Oh.
like,
Necrophilia
Yeah,
was your
yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Trick question.
Yeah, the same end. Oh man, yeah. This book too was like very because she said at the beginning that she was like, "What did I read?" Because I feel it was very winky, naughty
yeah,
to the
no.
fact that this was like corny and stuff like that, which
I didn't.
which Chuck Tingle does a lot, but does it way better. They have like they also have ridiculous names, but have better backstories, and I don't. It just wasn't. It wasn't totally like jumping the shark enough to be so winky.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
It's
kind of
kinda lame.
plain lame. Yeah,
It was
You'd be
lame.
like, you get it? This is kind of crazy, and it's like, no, it's not crazy enough. It's just kind of too boring for you to be like finger gunning at me the whole
Yeah,
time.
right.
Like,
And then he's
you
like
know?
at the end where he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, my
Yeah.
dog and cock knot is still inside of you."
Dog cock knot. That broke me when I read that.
Okay, so big question:
Sure.
dog dicks?
What about?
Do they have dog dicks? Do they have
Yeah,
human
they
penises?
did.
You
No,
think
they
they have
had-
lipstick?
No, they had dog dicks.
They had dog dicks?
Yeah, because at the end, his like, because dogs. So dogs
that
have.
makes it slightly less palatable.
Yeah.
Dogs have. a
If I
knob-
realized that, I wouldn't have gonna boner at all.
Right?
You know?
Damn it, down
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
Right? Because it's
Um,
like it refers to itself as like my massive cock or something like that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's got a,
A massive
human.
cock
I was
is
like,
sick, but
humanoid
yeah,
dick.
but
I'm
not
like,
a massive
what,
dog cock.
No,
What
no,
dog
they're
has a
wolves.
massive cock?
They're wolves. Wolves have huge dicks, I guess.
Huge
yeah, but-
dicks?
know.
Yeah,
These are
dog
huge
dicks.
wolves, though.
Massive dick to me is like this microphone. That's
Yeah.
like massive dick to me.
Yeah, and a wolf the size of a small pony is probably like about that size. A wolf dick.
Yeah, but it's still a gross one.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
like-
say
Dog
it
dicks are
was hot.
gross.
Yeah, but they have a knot on it so that during the mating, because like it's not usually consensual in the animal kingdom. Sorry, whatevs. And so
Wait,
like,
are you
Very
saying that?
consensual here.
Are you saying that animals are programmed to rape?
yes,
Wow.
Gotta
no,
breed.
they're programmed to procreate in whatever way they can.
to have them bred.
Yes,
You know?
to breed them. But
Wait, someone made
so
bread?
like when a dog is engaging in intercourse, like if there's a knot near the base that swells up as the penis becomes engorged with blood, and it makes it so that you can't pull it out.
Ah, nice.
So it like so that you know.
It gets stuck in there till the job's
Oh, that's why
done.
dogs get
Right.
stuck together fucking all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Oh,
sense. Yeah.
no
You know,
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why at the end where he's like, what did he
Dude,
say?
this has become an educational podcast.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
learning so much.
I never really
You know what?
put that together before.
You know what? We didn't
you know?
consider this. Maybe that's
Yeah.
the point of books like this, is just make you go deeper in your everyday life. I would never have like thought.
Thrusting deeper into education, juicily. The cunt of education,
Dude,
as a book would say.
sex sells. They should use sex to sell education.
Also, can we just talk about for a second how creepy it was that he kept calling her little girl throughout
Yeah.
the whole thing?
Oh yeah, doing
There
the
was-
cool
there-
Lolita stuff.
Yeah.
She's 23 years old.
Yeah.
But they also is a giant wolf.
And they touched on the fucking the Red Riding Hood thing. I think briefly. Maybe it was just in the
No,
beginning.
no, she was
but-
just like, oh, well, at least I'm not Little Red Riding Hood because
and he-
I've got a Xena warrior princess outfit
And he
on.
says something about being the big bad wolf, which is bullshit.
Right.
Why is he referencing Earth stuff?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, you alien man.
You alien fuck.
Yeah. and also, secondly, I was telling Joe about this earlier, but I always have a big problem. Like, I was coming into this, I wanted werewolf sex. I mean, technically they are werewolves. I mean, guess
No,
they say
I don't think
shifters.
they're
They say
I mean,
shifters.
if you were coming into this,
They
sounds
say
like the job
shifters.
was completed.
Yeah. Oh, I did. I completed the job, but still, I want bipedal werewolves. I don't want quadruped werewolves. And if wolves, especially if wolves fucking, it's just bestiality, and a wolf is too plain for
Well-
me to be excited about it. I want a werewolf, you know.
But he's an alien wolf.
That's exciting enough, but it's still he just transforms into a big wolf. You know, maybe if he was a cool
But he's a
wolf, like-
talking wolf.
That's not good enough. That's not good
I'm
enough
just
for me.
trying to like.
It's not.
It's
I
funny
need
to me.
more.
It's funny to me too, because
Yeah.
like the one thing that
What
like
if he were a giant wolf that talked and had a tentacle penis?
That'd be. s-
now we're getting somewhere. We'll walk
Yeah, that could be neat.
We need to rewrite that.
Yeah.
Its tentacle
Next
penis needs more
project.
tentacle penises coming off of it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
upwards
for sure,
of-
Yeah, he had
sure.
like 8 tentacle dicks, and it turned into like a tentacle porn thing. That'd be
Wow,
fun.
This
It's
is
so-
turning
I
to like
literally-
Corruption of Champions.
I literally burst out laughing when I was reading it because it's already an absurd thing by nature of like a werewolf fucking a chick or whatever, and then the nature of how she got there of just like, oh, I think I'm drugged or whatever.
Well, we don't know how she got there.
Right,
There's
per-
literally zero.
We need
Her-
the rest
her-
of the taboo.
Yeah, well,
shifter
her
sex
perception's
series.
clearly
Do we
like
have
I was
to?
drugged, and then it's like, oh, I'm just here. But it's like, it's just so. When they go like, oh, and we're aliens, like I literally just started laughing. I'm like, this just felt like an author being like, I need to add another twist. They're not just
Well,
werewolves; they're alien.
I don't think
Okay,
they
but
say they're
first of all,
aliens.
they're
They say they're
never-
shifters.
But
you
they
know,
never.
like-
They never say they're werewolves.
But it's like implied from like the reading of the book of like fucking wolf people. Like, and also, I think it's the dog dick thing that bothers me. Like, if it was a bipedal werewolf, I can buy a cool human dick on a bipedal werewolf. On a quadruped wolf, I'm not. You know, I'm thinking dog dick, and I'm not. You know, I'm not aroused.
Also,
You know.
yes.
We're all
If I-
thinking
if
of
we
that
have an- if we
scarring
have a-
video on
yeah.
the internet of the chick in her like college dorm getting fucked by a German Shepherd.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, I never
awful.
watched that. That's your thing, but
No,
I,
no, I
but
never watched
we
that
can't say
either.
we
That'd be
all.
fucking
Yeah.
weird.
I think you're the only person here who's seen that
You're just
actually.
like, just fucking
It
signing
was for
us, signing
science.
us all
It
up
was for
the
science,
group.
guys.
You're like, yeah, you know how we all watch the German Shepherd fuck the girl? No, we don't.
No.
We don't know about
I
that.
think you're confusing
Yeah.
us with other people who maybe were watching that
I was
with
just
you.
curious how the fuck that would work.
Yeah. Anyone else bothered by the fact that when they do shift into their like alien like forms, the description is
feline.
feline face?
Yeah, that bothered me too. That's bullshit.
How about a lupine face?
Yeah.
because you're a fucking wolf.
yeah. But they also said so.
But then they say you chose wolves.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're like you.
But so
chose
much of
us.
that stuff bothers me too because I feel like when they're doing it,
So they're mind
having
readers
like,
too?
but they're having
Like-
like pack politics, the way like the wolf interacts with the other one. I feel like they're acting like wolves,
Right,
But they're
right.
not fucking wolves.
Right, you're like,
Like,
are
they're
you
not.
selling the
Yeah.
fantasy, or is
yeah.
that like is your
Well, but this
alien or
guy-
whatever you guys
Yeah.
are thing like?
But he's the
your
king.
society built on like wolf.
He's the king.
Like-
So they have to show deference because
Ah.
at the very end, when she's like, they're like, oh, anything tying you to Earth? And she's like, no, I have a sad life. Just take me away now.
Yeah.
And then like she closed her eyes, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes, one mating for Clan Nephrin achieved. By the heaven and stars, she was
Yeah.
a hot little hole.
3 points to Hogwarts.
Don't let the prince hear you talk so of his mate. Fine. So who's next? It's just like,
Yeah, it's like a little
So it's
side
just some
chatter.
society
okay,
that
what's
about
the king or
the
the
alien
prince doing?
thing.
Yeah, what's the prince doing in this fuckdome?
So it must be a shifter
The
system.
fuckdome.
Okay, so with that, right? So if he's a prince,
Was
so
it a
what we
prince
can,
and a king fucking her?
No, just
I think
the
it's just a prince.
and then his underling.
So if they say that, so I think what we can take from this a little bit is that so this Truman Show thing is for their shifter society.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are the ones running the show. They aren't captured. Like at first, I kind of assumed like they maybe are also prisoners.
Right, yeah,
I
me
thought
kinda
that
too.
too
like-
for a
I
moment.
totally
Like,
when they
uh,
said you're
like-
only human, like
Yeah.
why I don't remember. Like I thought, like
Like a Mojo verse in the X-Men,
Yeah.
if you're familiar with that. Like it was like a TV reality that they bring people and aliens into and stuff like that. That's what I thought it was, but it must be just it's a shifter verse. You know, there's all the shifters are running the show. They have people fuck.
Yeah, and
It's like
I
a
think
porn,
they're
it's
not
like a Skinamax.
necessarily animal shifters.
Yeah, they just
I think they
shift
just
in there
are
whenever.
shapeshifters in general.
But is that feline thing their natural?
Yes,
That's
I
their
think
natural
that's their
state?
natural state.
They're cat people turning
Well,
into
they're
wolves.
like kind of cat people. They don't
Yeah,
have
okay.
tails or ears. They just have
fur and feline, features.
features,
Which is like still like not like go on.
yeah.
You
tell
know?
me more.
Like, say cunt less times and describe something more.
how
You know,
many times
like,
did they use the word?
I
cunt?
wish I almost did a tally. That
11.
bothered
I'll
me
tell
too.
you. No, I'll tell
Oh,
you right now.
okay.
11
Fuck
times.
Yes, thank you.
You
Yeah,
already looked?
please tell me.
No, that's
Oh,
my
you're
guess.
guessing?
Oh, it's way more than
You're
that.
saying 11? What are
Oh,
you saying?
I'm gonna go 26.
Okay, 18.
18. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
18 times they use the word cunt.
Diversify your diction.
She
If
doesn't.
you're doing
She
erotica,
doesn't.
like there are a million words for vagina
petals,
and cunt is
flower.
also like not. I don't find that to be an erotic one. Really.
No, I find it to be
And,
like a very
you know?
forceful term.
Yeah, it's kind of coarse.
I'm gonna read. Well,
Yeah.
okay. So in that vein, though, if you use the word cunt sparingly in like sexy talk.
Oh, you're doing too nice.
We both
on the same level.
instinctually we were like,
If you use,
just as you guys were talking about cunt, I was just sitting here like,
yeah, I gotta pull the
Yeah,
attention
I
back
picked
to
up my
yourself.
drink and I'm like, ooh, yeah.
But if you use it sparingly, it can be a sort of erotic shock to come across
Yeah,
that word.
absolutely.
Same with the word clit.
Yeah, they say that a
um,
lot too.
yeah.
But like,
I don't know what that is, you know?
yeah, what is that anyway?
Or
Little man in the
slit's
boat.
a good
that?
one too.
No,
Slit
no.
is not.
Slit
is pretty
is
bad.
not sexy.
Yeah.
Slit
No.
is,
No, I'm talking in terms of the erotic shock.
No, that
Well,
always
it's
just
worked for
has,
me.
Right in a fucking gash.
It's
you
worked
know?
for me.
It sounds like like the language. The language
Southie.
sounds like Southie guy fucking wrote
Ah,
this.
dude, right in
And
your
then the
fucking
wolf
gash.
fucking ate it in the fucking cunt, and then the fucking licking a fucking cunt and
Oh,
right
dude,
in
a fucking
then
cunt was so
then the other
juicy,
wolf
bro.
comes and it goes in a fucking slit.
Can we have
Yeah,
this be
yeah.
a segment where
Yeah.
where Basilbutt comes on the podcast and gives a synopsis and Southie
As a Southie.
as like a Southie dude. He's got like a fucking Celtics hat on or something.
Yeah, this fucking wolf just laughing.
So this
at
fucking
a
bitch thinks her
cunt.
roommate's Bill Cosby
Yeah.
to something.
Yeah.
Fucking wicked crazy dude.
Just like you, John. Remember when it happened to you when you got fucking dosed and you thought you were in a fucking wolf
With the
forest?
German Shepherd.
Yeah, yeah, it was dark time, dude. That was in so many fucking.
You were naked
oxys.
tweaking on meth,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
in the
yeah.
kennel fucking a dog.
Yeah,
You're still on probation for that shit, buddy.
This just turned into your podcast. So I'm gonna reel it back in real quick. I completely agree that she needs to diversify her vocabulary.
yeah.
Because this book is only 36 pages long. And
Yeah, that's a blessing for how much you can to say cunt that many times.
18
And that-
times in
then
36
the-
pages.
the
You literally,
pages-
it's like every
insane.
other page
Yeah.
the word cunt is on.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like,
Yeah.
this is cunt overload. And also just the descriptive writing got very boring very quickly.
It got redundant after like part 2.
Yeah.
After part 2, you're like, cool, I've kind of seen all the tricks this author's going to throw
I mean,
at me.
okay, first of
Yeah.
all, wolves don't have hands or opposable thumbs, so literally all they can do is lick her cunt
Yep.
Yeah.
and then fuck her with their knobby dog cocks.
No, they're knob dubs.
Yeah, man. And like, did you notice that both of the wolves did the exact same thing? They,
Yeah,
like,
it's like we
wrap
didn't
the
need
tip
the
of their tongue
Yeah.
around her clit.
We
again.
didn't need the
Like,
second one there. She's. I would. Does she have longer books? It would be insane to see what a full book by her would be like. How awful.
I don't
it
think
would
that
be.
you would be able.
She doesn't
to,
have
She doesn't have the staying
the
power.
skill for
No.
40 pages. She doesn't have skill for 40 pages. If it was that, for her other filler.
Well, and
Well,
here's the
it's
thing.
the
Did she
same
know she was
teasers or
only going to
whatever.
write like a 36-page thing, and so she sort of like front-loaded it? Or, you know what I mean? It's hard to say.
Because there's not even front load.
There's
There's no load.
Yeah.
Like there's no.
Well, there were a
yeah,
couple
yeah,
loads.
yeah,
It kind of feel like
Yeah.
like this author just gave me everything she had, like boom, and that's all I could give you is these 36.
That's also how her tentacle god felt, because that's the other one that we read by her,
Okay,
which
what-
is the tentacle god sex scene, where
Is it from the same series or
No.
is this a different thing? Okay.
it's like this scientist like discovers this temple on a planet that they're exploring, and she like is obsessed with snakes. There are like snakes everywhere in the temple, and she's like, ooh, and then like she sees this weird glowing golden pod and like goes up to it, and then like tentacles erupt and wrap around her and then fuck her, and
Oh damn.
then
Well,
she
how
like
long?
mind melds with the fucking tentacle god, and the end.
How many pages?
30
Ah,
something.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like they're all kind of like that.
I feel like it's also not very erotic. Like I mean, I guess I don't really understand because I'm not the person who kind of seeks out these kind of books to read them in an erotic sense. But I feel like it would be harder if you're discovering that you enjoy this type of thing.
Right, as if
because
you
it seems like
didn't
for that
know.
one and for this one, like.
Very
She
specific.
liked snakes and like right away in like one page she's like, oh, to dream about fucking wolves. Hope I can fuck a wolf. Like, oh my god, I'm fucking a wolf.
Yeah,
like
like, it likes to be
it's
cool.
like I don't know. Like I don't know. It's not very
very
erotic.
abrupt.
Yeah, it's like just this wish fulfillment of fucking wolves. Like I
mean,
don't know.
you know what these might be good for? These might be good for just like one-off wank sessions. Like in the
Yeah.
way you would like watch a porn video, like maybe you read this book because it does have like, you know, some
It has
stimulating
a very
language at times.
visceral
Yeah.
language.
Like
to
it's
it.
one that you would just be like, oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? I can't personally as a dude, I can't imagine reading something and jerking off. I feel like that's more palatable maybe for a chick to like read, but even still, would you be reading and like
Oh yeah,
going at
I
okay,
think
then.
I've done that.
Honestly,
not to that.
honestly,
but-
reading it,
I feel like that would get me going and then I'd go to something else.
There are parts when at first I was reading it that I did think it was like a little bit hot, but it's like they eventually just got like too like fucking corny and like
it got too
repetitive.
weird, yeah.
But like I can understand, like I can totally see, like finding just
good-
reading erotica, you know, like being hot. Like
yeah,
I,
good erotica.
Yeah.
Reading it does like do the. I've always said like romance novels are like girl porn, like the porn for girls who because a lot of females do have an aversion to like watching porn to get off.
Yeah.
Like I'll be honest, like I'll watch porn because it's hilarious.
hilarious.
Like we have all sat down with our roommates and like
We've done
watched
two
a couple
watch
of porno.
sessions so
Yeah,
far.
we've done just like roommate porn night.
We just sit
where
there,
we
and crack jokes, make
yeah,
fun
we
of it
just
all the time.
drink and like laugh.
I don't know how many people
porn.
do roommate porn night. That's a massive bonding experience.
Well, we're
And
all fucking
we're all
weirdos.
15 years old.
The best was our roommate Jordan had this girl over and like it was like our first time meeting her. And
Yeah,
everything.
we'd never
they
met
just,
her before.
They just I can't remember, I think they come in. No, we hear the
No,
front door
yeah,
open.
they-
You hear
that's
the-
awful.
We're in the living room. The second
That
I hear the
is
front door, I'm like
awful.
looking at her, I'm like, oh, that's got to be Jordan. And then I hear like a second set of footsteps. I'm like, here we go. And they walk in and just like chick getting just fucking railed. And it
Oh,
was
that
like,
is the
Wait, no, because that was
worst.
master bedroom.
Oh, master
and that
bedroom.
one was not good.
No, so it had to be one of the like goofy like
No, it was master bedroom, but it was one of those scenes where like
they were
So-
first sort of discovering BDSM or whatever.
right, yeah, and it was really
And it was
terrible
like-
BDSM.
Yeah, it was like blindfolds maybe, but like
And she walks in on that. She's never met any of you.
just
Yeah,
like,
before.
yep.
hey, how's it going?
Oh,
Just like a
God.
room full of people all just
That
like drinking.
your roommate must have been like, oh Jesus.
They
fucking
came out and
Christ.
watched with
Yeah, no,
us.
they
She
came
was-
out and watched
yeah,
with
she,
us.
jo-
She was
they- she
game?
joined
Yeah,
in. She
she
was
was
laughing
down.
and shit.
That's
And I was
great.
like,
Yeah,
That's great.
I was
That's
like-
a keeper.
Because it
Yeah,
could have
yeah,
gone.
yeah,
Because it could have
absolutely.
gone so bad.
Oh yeah, that
It
could have
could've
gone
been
real
so bad.
south.
What is this? You're subjecting women. No, I'm
I'm
supporting
pretty sure
their
the
work.
guy. I'm pretty sure the dude was getting. Was the one when he was tied to a chair? Was he tied to a
I
chair?
think
was
so.
she
Yeah,
tied to
no,
a chair?
he was tied to a chair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was really sad. It was like this couple, and the first scene was them on their wedding night, and like getting it on.
And it was like the most vanilla.
It was
could
so-
It was like purposely like generic and bad.
Yeah,
Like they were like purposely just do like, oh, we're a fucking vanilla missionary couple.
Yeah.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
This
Oh, and
is
then she got
boring.
on top
How
and
we
did
can
like
get
the crab
BDSM
thing,
soon.
the
Oh,
crab
where she, like,
walking thing, where
spread her
like
legs and it's just like.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that. And then it's like cut
It's
to
don't
it.
describe it as the crab walking thing. That makes it sound so not sexy at all.
It makes
It-
it sound
it's
like an
not
erotic
sexy.
Amber Foy novel. Yeah.
the crab of her dreams.
Yeah, she started crab walking with her.
He
cock.
took his large vanilla
majestic-
crab claw
Yeah,
and
yeah,
rammed it
yeah,
into my
yeah.
cunt.
the majestic mud crab.
His
Yeah.
carapace scratched against
molested
my
by
soft
crab
skin.
people
Crab
of
people.
the from the shifter taboo shifter sex.
Looks
series.
like crab, fucks like people.
Oh my
I
god.
don't
Yeah,
know.
Amber Foy is garbage.
Yeah, I
In
feel,
fact,
I
in-
feel like I've heard her name before within the crypto like erotica thing because I think it's funny and like I read about because I read like all about like Chuck Tingle. I follow him on a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
but his is just gay stuff. Like
Right.
I read it, it's pretty funny. He's like a good writer, honestly. Like his shit is good and hilarious for what it
Right,
is.
yeah.
For very
Well,
funny.
sometimes you have
know?
you have to know the rules before you break them.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, you got to be a good writer to write really bad shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But I also read like just fan fiction.
Oh my god.
So like Home Improvement, like erotic fan fiction stuff.
Listen,
Like it's so fucking
We did a
crazy.
3-part series
People
of that
come
once.
up with,
It's so
with
good.
such like way better shit than this.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
Way more creative, like insane
What
stuff.
was the Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
one that you read? I'm sorry, that I read.
Was that the weird one that it kept cycling between?
Was it like Legolas and Gimli, or was it the Eowyn?
Legolas and Gimli would be a good
I
trip.
think I read the Eowyn one where it kept cycling, but it was like Eowyn was like slopping off.
Oh yeah,
in between,
her
like,
fuck hole. She was
schlopping.
fingering her fuck hole, right?
Yeah, no, but she had like a horse. It was like a horse cock made into a dildo or something like that.
Oh, like a taxidermy horse.
Yeah. And like, but it would like interject. It was like the scene where it's like Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and King Theoden and Gandalf are talking in the main hall of like, what will we do? Like, it's basically the scene where they're like, we should call to Gondor for aid. And it's like, it would be like a paragraph or two of that serious political stuff happening, and they'd be like, Eowyn slid her hand down towards her sopping wet hole, and then they'd be like, and we must call for it. They would just go. It was the weird like perspective shift back and forth from Eowyn to like this serious political thing. You'd be like, hot, what? Oh, we're back to Lord of the Rings political stuff. Cool. Oh, and now she's sliding a horse cock. And, like, it was just very
To
like
do the politics too. Nice.
like they were just trying to do this like
Maybe
we're gonna
some
tell a
people get
story.
off on
And
that.
I mean, maybe it just like it was weird to me.
I read one. It
You
was a
read
Harry
the-
Potter. It was the Lucius Malfoy and
Neville?
No, somebody who was in Azkaban.
No,
Like Sirius Black?
is Lucius and his wife. She came to visit him at Azkaban.
Oh, that seems so wholesome.
and he fucked her.
That's nice. A conjugal?
It for sure was that.
Yeah, a conjugal
Are you sure it
visit.
was his wife? I thought it was somebody else.
That's
Who
kind of
else
funny
would it
though.
be?
A conjugal visit to Azkaban is cool.
It's pretty.
It was McGonagall.
There's like a Dementor
Professor
outside. And
McGonagall.
you
I
mean,
can
like,
still
I'm just
get
trying
it
to
up.
think who
Even
else
though
it
the
could be.
Dementors are here, I can still get hard for you.
No, but it was like it was dark. It was really dark. It was not.
No, it was because there was the thing where she kept like wanting to know how Malfoy was doing or something like that. Draco.
Maybe. But it was cold. He was cold to
Yeah.
her.
Yeah,
was-
it was very like take off. I'm gonna get my nut.
Yeah,
Ah,
basically.
damn.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not nice.
And
Well,
then
he's a bad guy, I guess.
Ophelia. Which one did Ophelia read? I feel like we read a Lion King one too.
Well, it's hard to remember because everyone did 2 per episode, and we did a 3-part series of
Yeah,
fan fictions.
We did a whole fan fiction thing.
Okay.
We'll
nice.
have to do it again because it was great.
It was amazing.
And here's the thing: it was great because for the first 2 episodes, one of them was out each of the episode, and then I just like got done up to look like them and filled in as them.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
He was quite a fetching Ophelia.
The Home Improvement one I read was pretty dark. So
Bang, bang,
Tim
Maxwell
took to basically raping the youngest son against his will in the garage, and then he tries to get to the second son, but they're like, oh no, he does the second son first and tries to get the youngest, but the other 2 gang up on him and kill him with tools.
I knew that was coming.
I
Yeah.
thought, no,
fucking knew
I
that
swear
was
to
coming.
God,
Yeah,
I thought
they
you were
do,
going to say
like, revenge.
the other 2
like,
gang
they
up
need
and then
to-
they rape him.
No, they need to protect the youngest son. He's like, yeah, because like you can ask like your mother, and like I don't know, it's fucking weird.
Jesus, you have to
It's
send
fucked
this
up.
to me.
It's really dark.
That's
It's really
awesome.
dark. Yeah, it's fucked up. Dude, I don't know,
Wow.
people are
Oh
fucked
no,
up, man.
we read a Hunchback of Notre Dame one, didn't we?
I think, yeah. I think
Did he
we
have 2 dicks?
No.
Okay.
You're like,
in
I've
the-
read that one.
Well, in the Rule 34 of the Disney Hunchback of Notre Dame, most of the pictures he has 2 dicks.
Interesting.
'Cause
No,
I'm Rule 34 #1 guy. Everyone sends me all the good Rule 34. I know all about it. There are a lot of canonized Rule 34 rules about,
Right, yeah.
about what dicks look like for certain characters, and his is dual.
We should do
got
a whole
2.
op-ed piece on this
Yeah.
on my podcast.
Yeah, he's got 2 dicks. Both pretty good.
both of them.
Both pretty
Yeah, well, pretty good.
good. Put them
Yeah.
together, you
We'll
got
have
one
to-
solid cock.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What other notes do you have for this? I
Um,
noticed you had a little list going.
I think I really covered it all. Yeah. Yeah, she I don't know, yeah, she's bad. I wish there was more to who she was, how she
Yeah.
it
Too
was
fast
just,
paced. The pace is
Yeah,
off.
it's all just right there. It's all the same thing. Even with the second sex scene, they're doing the same shit,
shit.
and we can't even understand what's going on.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Well, each
Like,
of the
she's not
parts
describing-
happen so quick. You're
Like-
just like, this is supposed to be a chapter.
Yeah,
it's like
there's-
this might as well just be one long
Yeah.
like short story
There's
as
no-
opposed to like 4 parts.
Yeah, even from a point of erotica, like I had at no point did I have a clear picture of like what was going on fucking wise.
Yeah.
Right. And
Like
well,
I had,
also,
I had
yeah.
no
story-
fucking clue.
You just have to assume it's
Yeah,
dog.
like I guess whatever I want.
there-
She's just fucking a dog somehow.
Because
Like
it was
I
like
don't
lay
know.
at one point. It was like
Yeah.
lay. It was like lay how.
Yeah,
No,
Like,
no,
that's-
no. You're
yeah.
missing. No, that it was described how it was happening. Like, because
know,
they're
just-
both giant wolves. One of them is sitting in front of her, and she's like draped over his head so that his nose is like in her crotch. So, he
But like
can,
how? I still can't picture that.
And the
So
other
like, if
one-
this
Draw me a
table,
picture.
Okay.
That's the only way. That's not a. That's the wrong kind of pen.
Wait, may I borrow?
Oh
your-
yeah.
Because I'm genuinely I can't understand the
I can't believe
positioning.
I'm about to fucking do this. All right, so here's.
A cool wolfie.
Oh wow, that's actually not bad.
That's pretty good. Like a Vulpix.
Yeah,
Okay,
here's-
now where is the perspective of ground and sky in this? Okay,
Well,
so
I
this
mean,
is
you
sky.
don't. Why do you
Gotcha.
need her to? It's obviously. That's obviously the sky.
Well, I'm upside down. I'm upside
He's
down.
also upside down.
Well, you know what?
He's very
He has more brain cells. than me.
Probably.
Take another hit of the pen.
Okay. Because you clearly need it.
Is that a zero grav? Don't. Yeah.
I'm like, Joe, you're reading way too deep into this. Perspective of ground and sky.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry, I need to know the
at one point,
opacity
so,
and
like-
transparency percentages.
So her ass has to be like right here. Right? Because this dog is like meh, on her pussy.
Wait, where are her legs?
Okay.
Right here. So she's like, oh no.
Okay, so
no.
so she's front facing
And
this
then,
one.
Yeah, she's like draped kind of like over his head, boobs.
And the other one's
So-
from behind.
So she's doing this. She's like reaching, like looking at the
And
wolf
then
and her
here's,
looking at
like,
each
a
other,
naughty dog
and
penis.
she's reaching over, like sort of grabbing at the back side of his fur, and it's just face first and in the crotch, and then the second one is coming up from behind and hitting it.
Yeah.
With a dog dick.
Now here's the question: Are
Okay.
these aliens or wolves
They are
gay?
a
Because that long tongue has got to be touching cock on those.
they're a shifter race. I don't know why they're so excited about having human though. Can't just one of them shift into human and they fuck each other? But I guess they want a virgin or just
There you
the-
go. Here's my really pretty
the no-
picture.
That is pretty good. I get it now.
No,
That does
now I
help.
do get
that
it.
does help.
Wait
Yeah.
here.
That's really
For
good.
our readers. I mean listener. For our listeners. What are you fucking doing?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty awesome.
Pretty
Yeah.
straightforward. Okay, now I get it.
Sky, ground.
Yeah,
No, I totally-
yeah. Just so
Now,
you guys know
this,
which one
this
the sky
one's
and
got to
which
be
the ground
getting
is.
cock on tongue lick, so that's got to be awkward. But at
Yeah,
this point, they
the
probably
only thing that I don't
He's a-
understand
he's a
about this
prince.
position,
honor.
unless he's fucking her ass, which I don't think he is. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's not. How can his tongue reach her clit while this is happening?
that's a good point because
Yeah.
while dogs have long tongues, like this,
They're
But it's
very-
gonna
have
have
a
to
long
wrap
snout.
around the other guy's dick before it can get to
Yeah,
her
it definitely
clit.
is. But like the dog tongues are very like.
Wait. Oh,
wait, no, it's
palatable.
not. No,
no,
it's
what
not.
are you talking about?
Actually, no, it's
From
not.
the front side, the
From
clit
the
would
front
be
side,
close
it's
to that.
yeah. So maybe he's not. He might not have to be touching the other dog's dick with his tongue.
It's a long tongue. You're
Either
probably
way,
going to be getting.
I don't
some
think
of
he'd
it.
mind. He's
when
a
he
prince.
sticks
It's
his,
still gay.
He's a prince.
It's
my
still-
prince.
It'd be an honor.
That's
to lick
still
the prince's
gay.
penis.
I wouldn't like participate in a threesome with a friend of mine and then be like, hey dude, while you're banging her pussy, I'm just gonna like nom on her clit. That's cool, right? Like,
nom on. I hope you're not nomming on anybody's clit.
And also, how many? So
sorry,
that's
bad word choice.
also that doesn't even make sense because like those rocks seem like the drop zone, right? So we know where the humans coming. Like, so the first wolf is just there. Like, there's not like, oh, I found a human. Like,
He knows where
you
she
know where
is.
they're gonna be. Why is the
Yeah.
other wolf showing up late?
Because
Yeah,
that's
I
part of her
don't know.
fantasy.
Yeah. Okay. It's just what she wants, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and that's where
Okay.
I wonder, like, are they able to just read her thoughts and like actively create
or maybe
an
they've
environment?
been like recording her dreams.
Must have been because that's what she was thinking about before she got there.
Because like
Too much
what?
cheese.
Because
after
what
dinner.
else? Do you,
Yeah.
what, otherwise, it's just they did
Like a
some
fucking
weird.
gremlin. She
did
starts
some
thinking about
weird
wolf
thing.
fucking if she's cheese at the minute.
Because like
like our
otherwise they would have
roommate.
just had to read her book or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you can't read her thoughts, like the only available thing is her reading or whatever she was doing about.
No, but this very
She's reading her
specifically
Amber Foy
said-
novel. I'm surprised they didn't say that.
I know. We had one romance author who referenced herself in her book.
Did she? Which one was that?
Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Oh my goodness.
That's what.
title.
So that's a.
That's the
describe
title.
what the back of the book would say.
This black lady who lives in Atlanta is a hot topic in the Atlanta fashion scene, but her ex is a total douche, or is he?
Okay, that's fucking sick.
That's
Cool. That's hot.
That's what I would write on the back of that book.
makes me horny. This guy might be a douche. Like, wow. I mean, I bet it's probably relatable to a lot of women. Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I mean,
he could be a douche. I'll give him a chance.
maybe
Yeah.
there was a.
I mean,
there
I
was
feel
a
like
part
every
two
dude is a
Pretty
bit of a
Fly for a White
douchebag.
Guy, too, because like she ends up
Oh, that's right.
dating. She ends up dating her ex's best friend, and then he turns into a psychopath and is
Hell
like
yeah.
fucking keeping tabs on her and like texting her constantly. So then like she ends up going to Vegas to celebrate this big contract deal that her ex signed, and her ex had like just gotten engaged to somebody, but then her ex and his new fiance broke up at the airport before Vegas, and then they're all at Vegas together. And then she's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Actually, like that was all a lie. Like I just did this to impress you, and I want to be with you. And like even though I've treated you like dog shit for the last 3 years, it's because I love you."
So it was like the fetishization of like it being an interracial relationship.
It
Like,
is- yeah,
that's
yeah.
what the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is.
Well, even,
so
like,
it
last
seems like a
week
straight up
was-
drama, but like
What was last? It was an Asian.
Asian man, black woman.
Asian man, black woman, billionaire romance.
Yep.
Like
Oh,
a
nice.
lot of them are just focused on like the racial aspect, which I mean, I mean,
I guess probably a thing.
That
for
was
more
less
people,
focused
yeah.
on the racial aspect
And
and,
the
more focused on the
billionaire.
billionaire aspect.
Well, so Chuck Tingle has pounded in the butt by my billionaire jet plane boyfriend. Whereas a
Wow.
jet plane that he flies in, but also is his boyfriend. And
The jet plane
the jet
is his
plane is
boyfriend.
also a billionaire. The plane's a billionaire, not him.
Right,
Wow.
because it's
Yeah.
his boyfriend, and his boyfriend's a billionaire jet
Yes,
plane.
yes. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
I
makes
don't
sense to
understand
me.
how I wasn't clear about that.
No, you were very
Yeah.
clear.
Oh, thank you.
Crystal.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I love the way that man's mind works.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Until
he's
you're the
a
next one getting
beautiful
pounded in
man.
the butt.
By a plane.
Like-
By-
Does the plane fucking him, or does he fuck the plane?
Does it just
I
like
don't know.
snake its
I did not read that one,
like
so I'm
fuel
not
tube out
sure.
of its
Hey,
casing and
Put it
then,
on the
like,
list.
For a lot of them, I'm not sure. Like a lot of them I haven't read. I'm not sure about the mechanics of how it goes
the
down.
logistics.
Yeah, of who's fucking who and where it goes. But you'd probably be surprised. I bet. You know, he knows how to really surprise you. He's a good guy. Chuck Tingle is the #1 erotic author in the world. I will say that right now.
In your opinion.
It's a fact. It's
So if I
subjective.
looked up #1 erotic author in the world, his name would come up.
well, I mean, he's the best one.
Well,
It doesn't
no, but
matter
that's
about-
not
it
the
doesn't
same.
matter
That's not
about
the same
money.
thing as what you said.
Hey, we'll see.
Okay, #1 erotic author. That is not how you spell author.
It's great. Let's see. What's the last one I read? It was having my butt smashed by my saber-tooth tiger dentist, who is also a ghost.
Apparently, Alexa Riley is the most popular.
Fuck her.
in
She's a liar.
erotica.
She declares she declares her earnings.
I don't
in
normally
a
say this, but
false
she's
way.
a whore.
Yeah, fuck her, dude.
Oh my God, we need to read some stuff by Sarah Kitty.
Sarah Kitty,
That's
Yeah,
definitely
that's
an
a-
alias.
romance novel.
You
Wait,
know,
hold on. Here's Rankers.
I'm
list
sick of these
best
cowards
erotic.
not using their real names. You know, if you're
I
gonna
know.
make all this money, own it. Live your life. Be.
What are you afraid
know,
of?
All right,
Yeah.
I have not seen
People
Chris
like your
Tingle's name
shit.
on any of these lists.
Chuck Tingle.
Chuck Tingle.
Chuck Tingle. Just look up Chuck
Who's
Tingle.
Chris Tingle?
Chris Tingle. It seems like a
Wait,
Zelda character.
that's a
Isn't he a real
That's a
person? Is he a
comedian.
comedian?
Chris
he was
Tingle.
at the
Chris Tingle.
Sinclair. I met him the other
You're
day.
talking about Jimmy Tingle.
Chris Tangle.
Yeah.
Jimmy Tingle
I
is a
think he's
comedian
been
in
on
Boston.
Skanks.
Chris Tingle? Hold
Maybe?
on. Is it Chris Tingle?
You're probably talking about Jimmy. I mean, Chris Tingle might be a person who writes those books, but I'm talking, Jimmy Tingle is a comedian from Boston. He ran for some type of political seat last year.
A Chris Tingle is a symbolic object used in the Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany services of many Christian denominations.
Oh yeah. Also, I forgot to tell you, I had an idea that I wanted to do because like you can cash in on this like erotica stuff pretty good. So me and my buddy like a couple years ago, we started writing one called A Winter's Heat. Right. So these three triplets go to the very northern Canada in search of their parents because their parents they had a plane crash, right? And they go to find them. They're not really equipped for it. It's a bad storm, and they get taken in by this Yeti.
An actual Yeti.
An actual Yeti. Okay. And they each fall in love with a Yeti in their own way and have sex with them separately. They're both, hot triplets who look the same, but they're, they have different personalities.
Does the Yeti know they're all different?
I don't know. You don't really figure that out, I don't think.
Okay.
But he still, fucks them and is gentle and they all love him. And there's also a Gaston kind of character who is someone else who is up there because they need to get home, but they can't because there's
like
a
a trapper.
Yeah, when the winter's over, they'll be able to get down the pass, but they're stuck with this Yeti until then. So there's this Gaston-like character, this guy with a big beard, and he's trying to kill the Yeti.
Right,
and you don't know why, and eventually,
So then are they protecting the Yeti?
Yeah, protect the
Yeti
and
providing them protection until winter's
and they protect
up.
the Yeti, and they eventually kill the guy, and then they figure out
But the Yeti
that
was
their
his
dad.
father. Yeah,
that was their dad who was surviving out there,
Oh.
and they were looking for, and they.
Well, it's also like I'm assuming the Yeti was probably fucking them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
of
like-
course.
We already
yeah.
mentioned that.
Yeah. So
We
like,
talked
why
about that.
wouldn't this other person coming to like? Presumably, if they got to you, they could get out okay. So I'd be like jumping at the chance, like, yeah, kill this fucking Yeti. I don't.
Well,
wanna get
no,
fucked
they
by
love
a Yeti.
the Yeti. They care for the Yeti. They have a relationship.
Yeah,
It's
they have
not-
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, no,
now.
this isn't like
It's-
they all
there's
care
been
for the
time-
Yeti in their own way.
There's been time for it to develop. At this
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Oh.
No,
Well,
they
winter
feel for
is a
the
long
Yeti.
time up in
It's
the
very
Arctic
consensual.
Circle.
Yeah, it's all super consensual stuff going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
no dubious consent for
No,
you.
no.
This was tagged as dubious consent, but I didn't. I mean,
Dubious consent. I love that term, by the way.
uh,
I always, by the way,
Yeah.
always get wrong the definition of dubious. I know it doesn't mean this, but I've just always in
something
my,
to do with a duty.
no. I always think of like devious. Like I always think it has like a devious connotation to it, and
Yeah.
it doesn't. But
Yeah,
like
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
a different
like,
word.
Yeah,
like I
dubious
just
is,
picture
yeah.
I picture like an evil guy
Yeah.
being like, I have a dubious plan, but obviously that's not the right word. But
I mean, he might have a dubious plan.
sure, but not in the way that I think of like.
right.
Yeah, dubious is like ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, who
this
knows?
was not dubious.
I didn't
consent.
believe that. So that's a genre is dubious consent. Erotica. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like,
so
oh,
the
sure, I like it,
tags-
don't like it, like hentai, like most of hentai.
Yeah.
It's like dubious consent.
They're
You know
kinda-
what I'm talking about.
I mean, I guess I get it because the whole time she was like, she started out being like, I want this to happen. And then when it was like presented to her, she was like, and then she's like, okay. And then it was like eating her pussy. And she was like, this is great. And then
yeah,
it's
it was like 2 seconds.
and then it was like, fuck. And then it was like,
All right.
like, oh.
Here are the tags
okay.
for this. It's alien abduction.
Oh, so they're giving it away.
Yeah.
Aliens.
MFM, which
I mean,
is 2 males and 1 female. Unprotected sex, monsters, monster cock, dubious consent, fellatio, mating bond, virgin, voyeur, sex in shifted form, alien breeding.
Okay, so note to self, don't read the tags or they might give away spoilers.
It's interesting.
No,
to,
we read
to
the
put them
tags
like that
when
for
we
the
chose the
tags
book.
because that's what they want.
I just mean to the readers, like if you, because the alien thing, that's kind of
What
a
was the one
spoiler.
that's mated? What was it? It was just called mated. What was it? That
What?
tag?
Mating bond.
Mating bond. Okay.
Oh yeah, where it's like
Because they say
mate
that a
and
ton of times.
they mate and now they're like bonded. It's like True
Yeah.
Blood when they like when you drink like a
You are
vampire's
mine.
blood.
Yeah, and
It's
just like in
"Come
it's like
on,
Twilight too.
I can sense you.
They do a pedophile bond between, you know, the wolf. What's the name of the wolf? What can I think
Jacob?
of? Jacob.
Jacob,
Thank
yeah.
you. Jacob. Goddamn. I love Twilight.
Well, we clearly know who's not a fucking team.
I'm Team
Jacob.
Emmett. Emmett is the best one.
Who the fuck is Emmett?
Emmett's the bro vampire who's always sitting in the back of a Jeep. Like, he looks like he's going to Doyle Rules all the time. You know, he's
So
awesome.
I've never read or watched Twilight, but
I love him. Honestly.
working at the Newberry Comics warehouse, I became familiar with some of the major characters because I had to pull
Yeah.
shitloads of Team Edward and Team Jacob.
The original
merch.
books supposedly are good, I think.
No,
I read
they're
the-
not.
They're
I read
not.
the first one for Hate Read Book Club, and it sucks and it's stupid, but I love it. And then we started watching all the movies,
Do you
and
wanna
I
know-
love the fucking movies. It's insane.
The movies could be
It's
cinematically beautiful.
Yeah, it's like a ridiculous fucking just idea.
I'd rather watch the movies
Like,
than read
Which
the
is
book.
Yeah,
it's
I
crazy
think you
because
should.
the
Yeah,
chick,
probably.
what's the actress's name? I always forget.
Kristen Stewart, she can't
Stewart.
act her way out of a fucking bag.
Well, and she's
she
hey,
blinks.
You know
all
what?
She does
She's
is blink like she
she's
has like
pretty.
mosquitoes in her eyes.
She's pretty, but
Yeah, in a
I wouldn't
core
yeah.
kind of way.
I wouldn't go to war over her. Like
Yeah.
when you're like,
No,
this
she's-
is the one
she's
that
not a-
vampires and wolves are fighting over.
Yeah, there's an
Get the
entire
fuck
war
out.
over her. Yeah, has zero personality. She's the least exciting person.
Well, you know why.
The
She
movies
has
are
zero
crazy. It's
personality,
awesome.
though.
You both should watch them together. You would like them, I bet.
Well,
It's
so
fucking
I
awesome.
picked up the first Twilight book in the bookstore when I was in college because I saw it, and I do this thing when I pick up books to read for serious pleasure, where I just turn to a random page in the book and I read about a paragraph or two. And
And
if
see
I
what's going on. Yeah.
well, not even that. I'm judging
Little-
the writing
little
style
flavor,
of the
yeah.
author. I'm judging like the vocabulary that they use.
And
if-
a sample set.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's not like from the back of the book because
Mm-hmm.
the back of the book is written.
That's
to
a good
entice you.
strategy, honestly. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Or I'll read the first page, and if I want to keep reading after the first page, then I'll buy the book. But I picked up Twilight and turned to a random page in it, and it was written like for a 10-year-old. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing that drove me absolutely nuts about it was that there's no descriptive writing about any underlying emotion felt by the character. It's always like Bella felt sad.
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
Edward was angry. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they tell you straight out. It's like dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
And there's
lay it
also
out for
no
you.
creative flow with the way the paragraphs are written. It's like all of the sentences are just like bang, 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 bang. Like they're all just like da 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 da.
I don't know, she's a weird Mormon.
Well, it's
Stephanie
not
Meyer.
even.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
not
know.
even
She
like.
can't like write well. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
not Mormonism. It's just. I mean, it's just.
I mean, you see the
not
Mormonism
being a
later in
good
the books,
writer.
but damn, but she's not a good writer.
Yeah, and
And,
so I just. That's why I couldn't.
That's why the stories are crazy, and a lot of them, like, I don't know. They're fun. Watch the fucking movies. I guarantee you. They're
Oh,
just
Is
like,
there
they're,
sex
seen
there?
they're
like
just
two
like
of them.
bat
Yeah.
shit. There is like eventually in like the last one.
Maybe
I
we
think,
should read that one for the podcast.
But
without
it's-
having read the first
I don't
two.
know. I
Just
don't wanna,
read the last
I don't want to
one.
spoil when the sex happens or how it happens. I'm not going
I
to
don't
spoil
get-
any
no,
shit.
I don't
I remember
give a fuck.
seeing the movie.
You gotta watch them.
with
Watch
the
'em.
chick I did in high school, the one where it's like they're trying to have a baby or something, and he just keeps like destroying her cunt because he's like a vampire and like her human body can't handle it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with his penis that
Oh,
Because
nothing. It's
vampire
just
sex
like
is too much for her body.
It's
Your human body
basically
can't
in
handle it.
True Blood terms, it would be like Bill Compton having like vampire sex with Sookie.
oh
Like,
Yeah.
like the level of like, hey, turn your head like 180 degrees. I
Or
can't
if like
do that.
the
to
movie in the movie Hitchcock when he comes and like he jays off and blasts on the roof, it's like that except for
Yeah.
like human.
plugs?
You want to do some plugs?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've pretty much exhausted all interesting topics related to this
yeah.
book. What was that? What was that?
God.
Do your plugs. Do the plugs.
Oh, you're not gonna do your plugs first? I mean, it's your show.
No, I'm trying to make Ophelia start reading them. So you're stand-in Ophelia.
You should read the plug. I mean, you're
No.
more charming. Oh, fucking goddamn it!
I'll do my plugs.
Do your plugs.
Do your plugs.
Beazel
Oh,
butt.
cool. Is this coming out tonight?
This will go up Friday at 8 p.m.
Friday, 8 p.m. So tomorrow on Saturday, you can see me in Worcester at the Late Late Show, and then next week you can see me at the Gas and then at Nick's Comedy Club. See me at Nick's Comedy Club, opening for Frank Santorelli. That's what you should go to. And then the Bad Bad Show on the 16th. And then the Comedy Studio on the 17th. And I have a bunch more, but I won't plug any more than that. That's enough.
When's the next episode of your podcast?
Oh,
coming
my
out?
motherboard broke, and I haven't even uploaded the one we recorded last time.
That's
I haven't had a
Ooh,
computer.
girl.
Yeah, I don't have a computer. I should. I have a laptop. I gotta figure it out. I should upload that, to be
Well,
honest.
you can
That's
use,
been
you
a
can use
month and
that
a half.
computer if you need to upload.
Maybe I will before I go. I might do that.
Yeah, you probably should.
Okay. Yeah, but listen to Dead Last Podcast and follow me on Instagram at Junkyard Unicorn or add me on Facebook for Brandon Vallee. I don't care. yeah.
Woo. Yep. Cool.
Dox me.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Not on my podcast.
What's up, guys? She called me Scorch, but you can also find me at It's Irish O'Neill. if you're into offensive humor and a bunch of stone drunk retards talking about all kinds of things.
Don't use that word on my podcast.
Artards? Can I say that? Oh,
Our
drunk.
words.
Oh, drunk.
Delightfully intoxicated.
Vaccinese.
Vaccinese. Guys, I host with my friend Overtime Often the Shit Talking Cunts podcast. That's STC podcast. So if you're into goofy, silly shit, we talk about all kinds of dumb stuff. We're morons. We don't claim to know anything. We just like to be silly and say dumb shit. Check us out there. We're Sundays live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Other than that, please check out the Bastard Network. It's launched. It's up. Go like and follow on Facebook.com/BastardNet. We have several awesome shows on the roster, which include this awesome podcast, Between the Covers, the STC podcast. We have the Bastard Sermon podcast. They're out Sundays. And then we have Elliot from Boston and the Black Collar TV YouTube channel, which has a bunch of awesome mini shows. Pretty soon they have a new one, cooking series show coming out that the Bastard Sermon guys are going to be on the first episode. We got a couple more shows that are coming out. I have another show that's going to be, I think we're taping the first episode Wednesday. I'm not going to announce anything yet. And then a bunch of other ones that are going to be coming on board the next couple of months. There's no kind of subscription fee or anything, guys. Just come check it out, like the page and share. That's all I have to plug.
I have a critique for your plugs.
What's that?
You need to diversify your vocabulary and not use the word awesome as much.
Okay, do you want to write the plugs for us?
Yeah,
I will
awesome.
rewrite it.
Awesome is your cunt.
Awesome is my
No,
cunt.
cunt is his cunt.
My cunt
too.
is awesome.
Oh yeah, I guess he does say cunt a lot also.
Just a little bit. Yes, well, camera, please. Thanks. Okay, obviously you're watching Between the Covers podcast, but feel free to check us out on iTunes, any podcasting site that you choose to watch or listen from. We are on Facebook at Between the Covers podcast. We are on Instagram at Between the Covers podcast. Twitter is between_covers. My personal Instagram is floating around above my head. You can follow Ophelia, which you tune in next week to find her tag, which I should probably know off the top of my head. But anyway.
The Baumfrau.
Oh, did she change it?
Remember, she said last week she's just doing the Baumfrau.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So we are on Gmail if you want to email us your super cool suggestions, critiques, relationship questions for Ophelia, because she's totally got her shit together. Just kidding. Love you, Ophelia. And let's see. Yeah, Between the Covers podcast at gmail.com. Totally working on merch for you guys, so stay tuned on that. And tune in every Friday at 8 p.m. to watch us when we post our episode. Thank you so much, Brandon, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we hope you'll come
Yeah.
back. We'll read
Anytime.
something.
This is my gate. Like, I love this shit. This is
Nice,
awesome. Like,
nice. Yeah, no, we're really pleased you saved the show tonight, since poor Ophelia couldn't.
yeah. Oh yeah, we're just gonna get to meet her.
Yeah,
Next time.
Next time for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Scorch.
Hell yeah, Scorch. Is this Crew Shadows?
Of course it is.
Fuck yeah, dog.
You know they're coming
That's what
to
I'm
Rhode
talking
Island on
about.
February 22nd.
It's been a long time. I've been a Crew Shadow boy since I was a freshman in high school.
Oh,
you know,
no
it's been a
way.
long time.
Oh my
You know?
God,
Get the fuck
Yeah,
out.
I've lost
Bro,
my.
we
You
see
know,
them
I've
every year at
lost my-
Dragon
I've
Con.
lost my goth, but I still appreciate the little Crew Shadow. I know it when I hear it. You know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ooh, girl.
Ooh, girl.
Hot dog.
You
All
good?
right.
Taking us out.
Yep, I'm going to take us out. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for watching. Tune in Fridays at 8. Kawaii.